What's up, everybody? All right, we're gonna play over some changes. We're gonna use a little bit of theory, but it's gonna be very visual, very practical stuff that you guys can use right away. Let's just take our minor pentatonic here, all right? And we're just gonna do A minor to D minor, that's it. So 1 to a 4, my 1 chord minor to my 4 chord minor. Now, in this minor pentatonic, these are the notes that we have. Our 1, our root note, our minor third, our 4, our 5, our flat 7, and then our root note again. So that's where the theory comes in. All right, guys, so for you guys that don't know, that is based off of a major scale. If I play a major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, my octave becomes my 1 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So those are the notes that I'm basing this off. Pentatonic, pent, 5 notes, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which becomes my 1, my minor third, not my major third, my minor third, my 4, my 5, my flat 7, and then back to the 1 again. So just trying to push a little bit of theory into each one of these lessons because a lot of you guys are asking for some theory. So my 1 chord, A minor. I'm not playing an A minor 7. I'm very specifically playing an A minor. I have a 1, a flat 3, and a 5. That is the way that that chord is stacked, okay? 1, flat 3, 5, for you guys that want the notes, A, C, and E. So anywhere in this scale, if I'm playing a 1, a flat 3, or a 5, it's going to fit very nicely over my 1 chord, okay? So if I were to play the scale up, 1, minor third, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, minor third, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, minor third. That's how we're going to start thinking it. So we can take this in chunks now. This is how I want you guys to do it. We're going to take top 3 strings, and then we're going to do the bottom 3 strings. So, again, 1, minor third, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. So I got 1, minor third, 5, and then my 1 again. Those are my notes. So, whatever I'm doing, now, 4 is a very neutral note, and in this case, the flat 7 is also a bit neutral. So they're also good to land on to build a little bit of tension. You hit those root notes, that's going to sound super grounded. All right, you're going to be that's a great way to end a phrase. Right? Ooh, sorry. That kind of pulls the whole phrase together, ending on that root note. The 5 is going to be super stable, but also not tension building, but not quite as stable as our root note. Right? Still kind of wants to go to that 1. And then the minor third is going to be a little bit less stable off of that. Not really going to build up dissonance, but it will have like a little bit of tension. You definitely hear it kind of wanting to go back to that 1. So that's how you guys could think of those notes. Now, same deal. We're going to move into our 4 chord. Our 4 chord now has our 4. It has our flat 6 and our root note. So 4, flat 6, and octave. So now any of those notes, now the flat 6 is not in the minor pentatonic scale, so we're not going to be able to use it in this instance. I'm going to add it later. So we have a 4 and our octave. Okay, those are the notes that are going to fit. What I love about this subtle change, if I were to play this, if I really accentuate that 4, that is the 1 note in that 4 chord, in that minor, that D minor, that is not in our A minor, our 1 chord. So you can really put that in there when switching to that 4, and that is going to help bring those changes out. And so you're not just rambling through the same chord, okay? So does that kind of make sense? If you guys want, I would put on, if you guys could just like record on your phone, A minor to D minor, and just experiment. Right, just experiment pushing that 4 on that 4 chord. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take what I just said and we're going to move this into a natural minor scale. So our natural minor scale, just like our pentatonic, right? The only notes that we do not have in a pentatonic, minor pentatonic, in any minor is our 2 and our 6. Those are taken out, all right? So let's put them in. Natural minor, 1, our 2 is natural, minor third, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, octave, 2, again, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, octave, 2, flat, minor third. So let's just focus now on the top 3 strings like we did before, okay? And I have my A minor, we know 1, flat 3, 5, those work really well. And now we can do, when I go to my D minor, 4, flat 6 is now in there. It's in this scale, an octave, right? So now you have 2 notes, our 4 and our flat 6, that you can start pushing over the D minor. So you can start feeling out those changes. Now, so I want you to experiment with that. So again, for the A minor, 1, minor third, 5, octave. All right, so any one of those. And then for our D minor, we have our 1, flat 6, octave, which also means we have an octave. Our octave here can be used. So I want you guys to experiment with those, put on a nice backing track, however slow, and really accentuate our 4 and our flat 6. You don't really need to accentuate the octave on the 4 chord, just because that's a consistent between our 1 and our 4 chord. So that doesn't really need to be pushed that much. It's awesome to use. I'm just saying if you want to expand on those changes and you really want to make those changes kind of come through. Start there. Now we're going to move to our bottom 3 strings, okay? So, just so you guys can you only need to focus on. So now down here, my octave, so now I have my 2, my flat 3, or 2 minor third, I'm sorry, I should say minor third, not flat 3. 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, octave, 2, minor third, all right? So from here, my A minor, I got my minor third, I've got my 5th, and then I have my octave, yeah, because I'm not going to use the 7th. So those 3 notes, and then I'm sorry, and then our minor third is up here. So over our minor, right, really bringing those tones out to play over those changes. And now when I switch to my D minor, I have my 4, my flat 6. My octave, so then those come into play a little bit more. So if I play this, right, just to give you guys the changes. Right, really pulling that out for that D, right, and then that 5. Right, because that 5 is only over my 1 chord, my A minor. That flat 6 is only over my 4 chord. So those 2 notes really, really play well off of each other. All right. For my A, for my D minor. All right. So I want you guys to think about that. All right, and how everything is based off of some sort of a 1, some sort of a 3, and some sort of a 5. And then my 4 chord is built off of some sort of a 4, some sort of a 6, and the octave again. In this case, 1, minor third 5, and the 4 chord is 4, flat 6, octave. Use it. Let me know if you need help.